You're very funny, ha ha ha. You know the situation. You got a machine for a couple of years and after a while it stops to function properly. What can you do? Well, you can start fixing it. You can go and buy a new machine. I got back then a quite cheap machine. It was costing about 25 euros, complete, with battery, with container, with charger, and even some tools. As you saw, I replaced it with another DIY machine. But what else could you do? Let's take a look what options you would have. You can go for a professional machine. Oh, this machine is not my machine, it's just borrowed. It comes originally with the section which basically hardly is used. Some of the saw blades, well, the blades here, they are actually an addition, and also some sandpapers and footing for it. The container, this L box, was a luxury. Yeah. You get it also in the part box. Of course, then you get it for other price. Option one. The other option. That's business class. You go back to the machine like I had it. Nothing wrong with it. It's a cheap machine. As said, it was costing back then about 25 euros. What I liked with it, you could completely unscrew it. Yeah. So you could also use the one with the ring, the saw blade. Yeah. Originally, it's meant to have such an adapter for the saw blades too, an open metal. Works fine, nothing wrong with this. There was also a section along, meanwhile I lost it. Honestly, I hardly use it, and most of the time people assume this back of the quite cheap container will break after a while. As you can see, this is still functioning, it is still working, no problem with the container. Of course, it is not the nicest one, or you could go somewhere in between. That's the new parkside, the parkside professional. The battery, sadly, you have to buy extra. If you don't have a charger, you have to buy it extra. This one came without battery and charger. What's along? Well, a foot for sandpaper, then there is a section along. One of the blades is along, and this nice tool that is most probably as a helper for adjusting how deep you cut. I don't know whether I will use it. I didn't find a reason to use it yet. What can you do with these machines? Of course you can sand, you can cut it. To the container, or to the box here, I have to say parkside has different sizes of boxes. It's not like with Festool or with fein, Makita or so. They all have standard boxes. They fit to each other. Here you have this size of the box. With the other machine you have a smaller machine. Then it's a smaller box. You have a bigger machine. You recently saw the extender, the orbiter center. It was a bigger one. If you sand with this machine, let's take the put from the other. You have to sand here, paper here. If you sand with this machine, you most probably won't sand a whole board or so, you most probably go to sand just corners, because that's what it is meant for. If you want to sand a whole board, you won't go for this machine, you go for an orbiter sander or for something like a belt sander, depending how rough you have to sand. For it being such a little machine, that's in this short while actually a decent result. Of course, if you want to make something bigger as a machine. What else can you do? You can cut, and one nice use I figured out is to make holes for wooden connections. And I show you how you could use it maybe. Then you take your chisel, you take the wood out, and then you can come with your other piece of wood and you can just push your connection in here. Is it worthwhile to have such a tool? Definitely. Which way you go, whether you take a professional or whether you take the semi-professional or whether it's really DIY tool, that's up to how you want to use it. Because with each step you go, it will be more expensive, of course. So, thank you for watching the video. Enjoy your day. And if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, and please don't forget about pushing the subscribe button.